Roman Reigns being stripped of WWE Championship. WWE Smackdown overnight ratings dips despite Roman Reigns' appearance. Companies leading to buy WWE after Vince McMahon's return. WWE Royal Rumble 2023 major superstars returning. End of the Rousey Experiment. Vince McMahon taking Triple H's job in WWE. Update on Seth Rollins after major injury. Let's jump right in. WWE SmackDown overnight ratings dips despite Roman Reigns' appearance. The overnight ratings for the January 6th episode of WWE SmackDown have been released. This week's show emanated from the FedEx Forum Arena in Memphis, TN. The show featured top WWE talent, including Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, The Usos, Charlotte Flair, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and more. Spoiler TV reported that this week's episode averaged 2.168 million viewers. This was based on 2.198 million viewers tuning in for the first hour and 2.137 million viewers for hour 2. The show had a rating of 0.5 in the key 18 minutes 49 demographic. The numbers fell from last week's final ratings, where SmackDown averaged 2.629 million viewers, the highest in 2 years. This was due to John Cena's return to the blue brand. The Bloodline once again opened the recent edition of SmackDown, wreaking havoc at ringside. Roman Reigns then made his way to the ring as the faction gathered around him. The Tribal Chief addressed last week's loss to John Cena and Kevin Owens and blamed Sami Zayn for losing the match. Reigns was busy yelling at Zayn when KO interrupted him and challenged him to a match at the Royal Rumble for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Santos Escobar of Legado del Fantasma picked up a huge win over Kofi Kingston in a singles matchup. Next up, Karrion Kross and Scarlett were in a mixed tag team match against Madcap Moss and Emma. Kross got the win for his team after catching Moss in the devastating Kross jacket. In another singles encounter, Charlotte Flair successfully defended the SmackDown Women's Championship in a match against Sonya Deville. Ricochet was in action next, going up against Top Dollar in a Royal Rumble qualifying match. The one and only got the better of his opponent, but Hit Row initiated a beatdown on him after the match, forcing Braun Strowman to rush in to make the save. The Usos collided with Drew McIntyre and Sheamus for the undisputed tag team championships. The match was filled with high spots and finishing maneuvers, including the Brawling Brutes fighting Solo Sikoa at ringside. However, the encounter ended when the Usos rolled up Sheamus in the ring, using the ropes as leverage to get the pinfall. What did you think of this week's show? Sound off in the comments section below. Companies leading to buy WWE after Vince McMahon's return. Vince McMahon is back on the WWE board and plans to sell the company are in motion with some huge buyers reportedly involved. The former chairman recently replaced 3 members of the board with former directors Michelle Wilson and George Barrios on Friday. Vince McMahon convinced WWE to include him in the board as he owns a vast portion of Class B stock, which gives him majority voting power. He wouldn't have approved any media rights sale unless the company adhered to his request. The 77-year-old is aiming for the executive chairman position while looking forward to selling WWE despite his legal trouble. For those unknown, Vince McMahon announced his retirement in July 2022 after an investigation found he paid millions of dollars in hush money to 4 women for 16 years. The court case is ongoing, but the media is distracted by more interesting matters. WWE has a market cap of $6.27 billion. The numbers rose significantly, nearly 17% on Friday when speculations of a potential sale ran rampant. The stock increased 12% upon closing Friday and is currently at $84.27 US. There are some huge companies on the lookout for when WWE goes under the hammer. According to CNBC Sports, the company has hired JP Morgan for advice on a potential sale. The sale could occur in the next 3 to 6 months when Vince McMahon negotiates media rights deals for its flagship programs, Raw and SmackDown. Fox is a potential buyer for WWE. It currently holds the broadcasting rights for SmackDown. A more powerful bidder is Comcast, which owns NBC Universal, the original network for Monday Night Raw, until October 2024. Other heavyweight competitors include Amazon and Netflix. The streaming service giants have experience in sports entertainment, having televised Thursday Night Football and Formula One, respectively. Warner Bros., Endeavor Group, and Disney are also part of the bidding bout. Saudi Arabia is also interested in buying WWE as per reports by Front Office Sports. The country's public investment fund holds about $620 billion in assets and could prove to be a tough competitor in the bidding wars. WWE and Saudi Arabia aren't strangers. In 2018, both parties struck a lucrative 10-year agreement to hold 2 premium live events per year. Crown Jewel and Greatest Royal Rumble are some blockbuster events for which the talent toured the kingdom. The Saudis have expressed worldwide interest in promoting sports in their country, PIF has been the majority owner of Newcastle United in the English Premier League since 2021. Last year, it spent nearly $2 billion on plans for LIV Golf on the PGA Tour. WWE Royal Rumble 2023 major superstars returning. Royal Rumble is going to be WWE's first premium live event of 2023. The upcoming event will emanate live from the Alamodome in San Antonio, Texas on Saturday, January 28, 2023. Apart from the 30-man and 30-woman Royal Rumble matches, WWE has so far announced Bray Wyatt vs. LA Knight in a pitch-black match with Roman Reigns vs. Kevin Owens for the undisputed Universal Championship. The company would like to make a bold start to the new year with a stellar Royal Rumble. Fans can expect Triple H to leave no stone unturned in making the first premium live event of the year a grand success. Given Royal Rumble has always seen some blockbuster returns, the case this year could be no different. The head of the creative department could bring back a few high-profile names, much to the surprise of fans on January 28th. The following piece will look at 3 such names who the game could bring back for the event. Number 3. Asuka. On the December 12, 2022 edition of Raw, Asuka featured in a match against Rhea Ripley of the Judgment Day. However, the Empress of Tomorrow succumbed to a loss and has been off WWE TV ever since. Nonetheless, the company recently teased Asuka's WWE return. The former women's champion has found a place on the official Royal Rumble poster, and speculation about her potential return to the promotion at the event has been making the rounds ever since. Given Asuka had recently teased a revert to her old persona, Kana, on social media, the company could have her return with a character change on January 28th. Number 2. Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar has been on a hiatus ever since his win against Bobby Lashley at Crown Jewel in 2022. While the Beast Incarnate somehow managed to sneak out a victory against the Almighty at the event, he was dominated by the former United States champion throughout the bout. The Beast is rumored to be returning to the company at the Royal Rumble, and the company recently hinted at the same. WWE has been advertising Brock Lesnar for the event. The game could have the Conqueror on board to add that star value to the PLE. Lesnar's return to the Rumble would indeed grab a lot of eyeballs. Number 1. Cody Rhodes returns to WWE. Apart from Asuka and Lesnar, another major name to feature on the Royal Rumble poster is Cody Rhodes. Rhodes has been on the sidelines due to a torn pectoral muscle suffered in the lead-up to his Hell in a Cell match against Seth Rollins in May 2022. The American Nightmare, however, could soon make his blockbuster return. The company could have Cody make his return as a surprise entry in the 30-man Royal Rumble match to send the WWE Universe into a frenzy. End of the Rousey Experiment. Former WWE manager Jim Cornette came down hard on Ronda Rousey this week. Ronda Rousey had a title defense against Raquel Rodriguez last week on Smackdown. The baddest woman on the planet managed to retain the gold against her adversary, but was shocked to see Charlotte Flair make her return after 8 months. The Queen challenged Rousey to an impromptu title match, which she accepted. However, Flair planted her with a big boot and then countered Ronda's armbar in a roll-up to become a 14-time women's champion. On a recent episode of Jim Cornette's Drive-Thru, the veteran mentioned that Rousey owed her superstardom to her MMA career. If Ronda Rousey did not have the name and reputation that she had from the MMA world or UFC, she wouldn't be on television. There's Charlotte's a star, and then there's Ronda. He went on to say that WWE moving the title to Charlotte could mean that they had given up on pushing Rousey during this run. Ronda's championship stint failed to draw any stellar matches or interest from fans. Hopefully, is this the end of the Rousey Experiment? He continued, Ronda Rousey wanted to be a wrestler until she got a little taste of it. She wasn't even a full-time wrestler. The first run, okay. Then she goes to have kids and raise goats. And I'm not even kidding, folks, look it up. Ronda may be taking her loss to Charlotte Flair too hard, as she and her cohort, Shayna Baszler, were nowhere to be seen this week on SmackDown. In her absence, current SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair came out to the ring and boasted about beating the baddest woman on the planet. The Queen mentioned that she was never complacent and always gave it her all when she was inside the squared circle. Charlotte even defeated Sonya Deville in a title match by making her submit to the figure-8 leg lock. Do you think Ronda will be back for a rematch against Flair? Sound off in the comments section below. Vince McMahon taking Triple H's job in WWE. Former WWE superstar Paul London recently commented on Vince McMahon potentially returning to creative following his comeback to the company. Earlier this year, McMahon stepped down as the chairman and CEO of WWE. He later announced his retirement from the company. However, the 77-year-old recently returned to the company to re-elect himself to the board of directors as executive chairman using his majority voting power. During the latest episode of Café de Rennes, Paul London addressed the possibility of Vince McMahon taking back control over the creative process from Triple H. The former tag team champion stated that he believes the executive chairman probably never left. I feel like he never left. You know, he's probably always been like just this creative in the shadows, he said. Following Vince McMahon's retirement in 2022, his daughter, Stephanie McMahon, became the chairwoman and co-CEO alongside Nick Khan. Meanwhile, Stephanie's husband, Triple H, took over the creative process, becoming the new chief content officer. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Smack Talk, wrestling veteran Dutch Mantel disclosed that he believes McMahon could be tempted into becoming the creative head again after seeing improvements under Triple H. Well, he's Vince, so he can do what he wants to do, and now that it's doing better, I think that kind of hurt his feelings and bruised his ego, and he may want to hop back in there, or he may not. He may hold true to his first rule, and that is he is coming back in order to get the most money from the sale of the company, which I don't buy, he said. Update on Seth Rollins after major injury. The last thing WWE wants heading into WrestleMania season is its top stars getting injured, as Seth Rollins was recently involved in a scary moment on Raw. Fans of the former world champion would be glad to know that he's doing just fine based on his most recent appearance. Seth Rollins faced Austin Theory in the main event of the latest Raw episode and was seen clutching his knee after the match. This was an obvious concern as many believed Rollins legitimately hurt himself in the United States Championship match. WWE needs all hands on deck as Royal Rumble approaches, and thankfully for the company, it looks like Seth Rollins will not miss any TV time. The Visionary was spotted at Abundant Health Phys Med in his hometown of Davenport, Iowa, for an IV drip therapy. Going by a post on the chiropractor clinic's official Instagram handle, Seth is not sick or in bad health, seemingly confirming that he isn't seriously injured. Here's what was revealed about Seth Rollins' current status in the IG post. Please note, all is well here. No one is sick or in bad health. Thank you at W. Rollins for coming in today to experience our IV drip therapy. Another mayor's cocktail on the books. What is this doing for him? Assisting with optimal athletic performance and recovery, immune system strengthening, and anti-aging from the inside out, just to name a few. As noted, Seth Rollins closed out the first Raw episode of 2023 with an action-packed United States Championship match against Austin Theory. While the young superstar had a night to remember, Rollins wasn't as lucky as he not only lost but also wasn't moving comfortably after the cameras stopped rolling. Rollins put up the X sign, prompting the referee to do the same as the WWE medical team quickly rushed to the ring. As seen in the footage, Corey Graves even left the commentary booth to check on Rollins and ensure that the superstar got the help he needed. The former Universal Champion has faced multiple issues with his knee throughout his career, and his most ardent followers will be relieved by the latest update regarding his health. While the 36-year-old superstar will surely be one of WWE's top talents during Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, what do you think lies ahead in his future from a creative standpoint? Share your predictions in the comments section below. Roman Reigns being stripped of WWE Championship. WWE reportedly has innovative plans in store to strip Roman Reigns of at least one of his championships. The Bloodline kickstarted things on this week's Raw with an old-fashioned invasion. The group, who were without their leader, went on to cause destruction at ringside, even assaulting the security guards. This led to Adam Pearce coming out, followed by the Raw locker room making their way to the ring to chase the Bloodline away. According to the latest report from Zero News, the heel faction's actions on the Red brand could eventually lead to the Tribal Chief losing the WWE Championship. It was also noted that Reigns is slated to defend both world titles against The Rock at WrestleMania. The news source added that Reigns could be stripped of one of the titles before the Showcase of Immortals in case the Brahma Bull does not compete at the event. I'm told the Bloodline's invasions of Raw may end up eventually leading to Roman Reigns being stripped of the WWE Championship. Reigns is still set to defend both titles against The Rock in the main event of Night 2, Zero News tweeted. The feud between the Bloodline and Kevin Owens continued on this week's Raw as the prizefighter teamed up with the Street Profits to take on Sami Zayn and the Usos. The Bloodline were punished for their actions by Adam Pearce, who put the 4 members of the group in matches on the flagship show. Solo Sikoa also competed earlier on the show against Elias. The Enforcer also made his presence felt in the 6-man tag team match as he came out to distract Owens, which led to Sami Zayn picking up the victory for his team. However, it looks like things are far from over between Ko and Roman Reigns' faction, and the duo could reportedly settle their differences inside the squared circle at Royal Rumble. The two men also had heat between them after KO ruptured Reigns' eardrum with an unplanned spot. Elsewhere on the show, Adam Pearce was seen talking with former members of the Hurt Business backstage, which could also play a part in the Bloodline's fate.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing